A few years ago, I started working on my ultimate scrap yarn project, which is turning scrap yarn into these hexipuffs and hexipuff flowers to eventually become an entire hexipuff blanket slash quilt. The only problem is it was taking me forever to finish these hexipuffs, and so I reached out to you all for help, and you were amazing. You sent me in so many hexis to finish, and I was so excited to work on them. So I decided, why not give myself a challenge today to see how many hexipuffs I can finish in 24 hours. There is a reason that I'm doing this as a 24-hour challenge, and I will get into the details a little bit later, but a few ground rules: I will be sleeping and I will be taking breaks for other life things, just for my own personal, mental, and physical health. So I'm not going to be losing sleep over this, but I'm trying to make it a little bit more realistic of what one can finish maybe in a day. So at this point, why don't we take stock of how many unfinished hexipuffs we have and how many hexipuff flowers I think I can finish in 24 hours. Okay, so these are all of the hexipuff flowers that I have finished. About 5 of them I finished in 2026, and I was hoping to be able to finish 1 hexipuff flower from my subscribers every week, but I am very far behind. I counted all of the hexipuffs that I have with me, and I believe I have enough for potentially creating 20 hexipuffs. I've timed myself in the past, and it takes me somewhere between half an hour to an hour to finish 1. So I would really be pushing it to finish 20 in 24 hours if I'm still going to be like sleeping and going to the gym and, you know, doing regular life stuff. Why don't we sit down and get started? It is currently like almost 1 in the afternoon, so I'm also not starting first thing in the day because that's just how life is sometimes. But that's okay. I'm just going to press start on my 24-hour timer, and we will see how far we get. We are about 56 minutes in, and our first hexipuff flower is done. It's so beautiful. I am so excited. I didn't think I'd have to take a break this early in, but I'm realizing I haven't had lunch yet, so I am starving. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a break. The other thing I'm realizing is that, this is my lovely sock that I darned, and it is stuffed full of stuffing, but this is the only stuffing that I have, and I am not sure that this is going to be enough. So that might have to be an errand that I run at some point as well. Just under an hour for 1 hexipuff. Given that I want to sleep regular hours, I don't know if we're gonna get all 22 done, but I will. I'm gonna try my best, and I'll be back in a bit. And I'll also tell you why I'm doing this 24-hour challenge next. At this point in my hexipuff finishing marathon, I was getting really cozy on the couch with some blankets, some snacks, a hot tea, and of course, a really good show. Which is actually where today's sponsor, Surfshark, came in really handy. Surfshark is a VPN which helps keep your online activity private and secure by encrypting your internet connection. But one of my favorite uses is for when I'm having long crafting sessions and you want to watch a TV show that isn't available in your region. Surfshark allows you to virtually change your location, unlocking a whole bunch of shows that you wouldn't otherwise be able to access. And there are a lot of wonderfully cozy TV shows available across the world to watch. I'm also in the middle of traveling right now, like I mentioned, so Surfshark is also really, really useful for when I'm on public Wi-Fi because it keeps my information private and secure. And it's great because one account works for multiple devices, so I don't have to choose between like my phone and my tablet and my computer, for example. There's also a really cool feature from Surfshark called Alternate ID, which lets you create an alternative online identity and email address. So when a random website asks you for your information, you don't have to to give away your real information, you can use your alternative ID. I really like it because I have a very unique identifiable name and my email inboxes are already way overflowing. If this sounds interesting to you, you can try Surfshark with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you can go to my link and use my code to get an extra 4 months. Thank you again so much to Surfshark for sponsoring today's video and making it even possible for me to create content like this. And I guess let's keep going on the 24-hour hexipuff knitting/finishing challenge and see where we're at. Okay, so we are 2.5 hours in. I am so sorry if there's a lot of noise in the background. The washing machine is right there and it's running. I have now finished 2 hexipuff flowers and I am 2 puffs into my 3rd. Kind of on time, but given the fact that I ate lunch, I think it's pretty good. I'm just checking in because 2 reasons. One, I have to get going, and the other is that we only have not that much stuffing left, and we are only into the first of our on the string hexipuff flowers. So I don't think I have enough stuffing. So I do think I'm going to have to stop by the store to pick up some more. I might bring my bag with me because I sometimes have to wait a little bit. So I might see you in the car in a little bit. And if not, then later. And then I promise I will explain to you the reason for this 24-hour challenge at some point. We've got a whole day. Okay, I made it to the parking lot. I'm waiting to pick them up. I brought some snacks and I did manage to remember to bring the hexipuffs. I'm probably not gonna get a whole lot done. I think it's nice to at least try and make a little bit of progress. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I am on my phone right now, so might not be the best. Okay, we finished one and we still have a little more time, so let's see if we can get another one done. And hexipuff number 2, while I'm waiting, is done. Okay, I think I did actually manage to squeeze out one more hexipuff. I don't know that I want to risk doing another one because it's going to have to bang around in my bag on the way home. But that does mean while I was waiting, I finished 3 hexipuffs and each one took me like 3 to 4 minutes. So that's not bad at all. That's pretty cool. We are getting very low on the stuffing though, so that's going to have to be something that I pick up, but I will see you, I guess, back at home, potentially probably after dinner. Just kidding. I ended up running an errand to pick up a little bit more stuffing and then ended up at the library where they had some really comfy couches to knit on instead of knitting back at home for a little bit. Okay, a little bit of an update. The evening went slightly differently from how I had planned, but we still have 4 completed hexi flowers right now. So this is, wait, let me do it in order. The first one that I finished, the purple second one, the 3rd one, this really fun stripy brown one. The 4th one I finished at the library, which is the pink one. The 5th one I don't know that I got any footage of. It was a blue one. I'm halfway done. So we are 4.5 hexipuff flowers in, and I think we're about 10 hours into the challenge. So I am far behind, but I'm 4 ahead. So that's something. I'm so tired. I'm going to go to bed. I will see you in the morning because we are, less than halfway through, and I'm hoping that we can keep going a little bit. At some point, I'm actually going to live up to my promise of telling you what the reason for doing a 24-hour challenge is before the end of this video, I hope. So I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. We are at just about 18 hours into the 24-hour challenge. I was hoping to get 10 hexipuffs done, hexipuff flowers done by now, but we're still at the 4.5 from last night. And with 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so that's 6 hours into the challenge. And I would like to go to the gym. I like to go to the gym in the mornings. And again, it's for my mental health. It makes me feel good, so I don't really want to skip out on that. So that's going to be probably 2 hours there that are going to be gone. So I have 4 hours left. So I'm hoping that in those 4 hours that I can get the 4 hexipuffs done. It'd be cool if I could get 4.5 done. we'll have to see. I'm gonna go get ready and go to the gym. I was wondering if it would be just completely absurd for me to bring my hexipuffs to the gym, because I lift, so I rest for like 2 to 4 minutes between sets. And it turns out it takes me about 3 minutes to finish a hexipuff, so I don't know. I guess I'll bring it. We'll see. I'll do my rests in the gym by knitting a hexipuff. I just came out of the gym. I really tried. I wanted to be able to knit in between breaks. I think if I went to a gym that I knew, that would be possible, but this is like only my second time going to this one, so I was still trying to figure out the place and where everything was, so I just needed a little bit more focus. And also, I'm so mushy brained right now. I did the math wrong on some of my lifts, and well, maybe that's better that way, because I accidentally did way more than I thought that I could. In any case, I am going to head home now and sit down and do a whole bunch more knitting, because we've only got a few hours left and I do want to make a lot more progress. Okay, so I have been steadily working on some more of the hexipuffs and turning them into hexi flowers, and we are at about 2 hours left, and I'm nearly done with another hexipuff flower. And where's the rest of them? Oh no! What? How did I lose the chain? Hold on. It's getting so small, it gets hidden under stuff. So I have 1, 2, 3 hexipuff flowers that I can make from this one string, and I am nearly done with another one. So if I increase my pace, I think I can at least work off the rest of this string. I promised you a while back that I would explain to you why I'm doing the 24-hour challenge to knit as many hexipuff flowers for my scrap yarn blanket as I can. And the reason is that I had originally given myself a goal to finish 1 hexipuff flower a week from the beginning of the year. And I started off halfway decent. I wouldn't say strong, but halfway decent. But it is now, let me see, what week is it? We are in week 21, which means that I should have finished 21 of my subscribers' hexipuff flowers. And I think I stopped at week 7, potentially, maybe 8. So I was starting to get a little overwhelmed, because I saw the beautiful hexipuffs every single day and I wanted to work on them and I wanted to finish them, and they weren't getting done. And I saw some other people had done some 24-hour challenges as a way to kind of focus on a particular project for some time. Some people, you know, they stay up all night and they knit as long as they can. But like I said, I don't think that I could do that just for my physical and mental health. But I am taking it as a way to spend an entire day finding every possible moment that I can in order to knit on these hexipuffs. That's why I decided to do this 24-hour challenge, to see if we can get caught up to week 21 and I can continue this going forward. And I feel like we are really, really close to hitting a pretty big milestone here, where I could potentially finish off 1 entire string of hexipuffs in this 24-hour time period. Here's the pile that I have so far. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexipuff flowers finished. The 7th is currently on my needles and is close to being done. And then I have 8, 9, it would be 10 hexipuffs, which is less than half of what I was hoping to do, but at the same time, maybe I wasn't being fully realistic with myself when I realized, like, no, I want to sleep, I want to go to the gym, I want to spend time at dinner, and other things came up. If we get to 10, I'll be very, very happy. So I'm gonna put my heads down, put some videos on, and see what we can't get to knitting in these last 2 hours of the challenge. 2, 1, and we're done. Okay, that was 24 hours. In the last 2 hours, I was able to finish 2 more hexipuff flowers and just a touch more, so 2 more of another one. So I didn't quite get to all of them that I wanted to. I actually think we ended in a pretty good spot. So let's tally up what we finished during this 24 hours, how we stand on my year challenge overall, what do the numbers look like overall, and why. So I have this unfinished one and one more on the little string of this collection, and why I actually think that we ended in a pretty good spot and I couldn't have gone much farther than this right now from where I am and what I have with me. We started out this 24-hour knitting challenge hoping to make 20 of these hexipuff flowers from the hexipuffs, and in that 24 hours we ended up getting to 8 complete hexipuff flowers and 1 very early start on a 9th. Overall, I'm super happy with those results because it means that we're that much closer to on track to finishing a whole hexipuff blanket. In the course of the challenge I set myself for the year, I was hoping that I could make 1 hexipuff flower per week of 2026. It's week 21 right now as I'm filming this, and so far in my shorts, I have knit 5 or finished 5 hexipuff flowers. I've added 8 to that this week, so we are at a total of 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hexipuff flowers, which means that we are 8 away from getting to week 21, so being on track for 1 hexipuff flower per week of 2026. Where do we stand overall? When we started, we had finished 21 hexipuff flowers. These are the ones in the background. So that's from 5 of those are from 2026, and the rest are from the years previous. We add 8 to that, so we're at 29 hexipuff flowers overall, and I am so excited about that. I'm excited to keep going on this project and to be in a place where I feel like I can maybe catch up and get back on it, fingers crossed, when I start back into my shorts on keeping you up to date. So keep an eye out for that. I'll also be posting them on Instagram if you want to check them out over there as well. I did mention that I was glad that we weren't going too much further in our hexipuffs, because while I did technically bring kind of enough of these hexis to make 20 flowers, what you might notice is that there's no yellows on any of these. So all of my flowers have a yellow center, and I wouldn't have brought with me the centers for these flowers. So I could have only really made 2.5 more from where I am now. So I'm actually pretty happy with where I am. I am currently on the road. I'm traveling, so I don't have access to everything I would usually have. I was only able to grab so much. So I don't know, I think overall this was a really big success, and I'm excited to keep working on this blanket. Also, if any of you saw any of your hexipuffs that you sent me in this, please let me know. I'm so excited every time I hear from you all that you spot your own hexipuffs. It's awesome. And I also got a few more hexipuffs in the mail from you guys because you all are so generous. So I'll be unboxing those on shorts or reels as well if you want to see that there. Thank you so much for spending some of your precious time with me. I have made a bunch of other videos on this topic. Of course, if you want to see those, I will leave the playlist right here. Other than that, I hope to see you all again very soon. Bye!